In today's episode, I will be talking about the season finale, possibly show finale, of Star Wars The Acolyte, the 8th episode in season 1, titled Episode 8. I haven't given this one a title. I saw Doom on TV Time, but I'm not sure if that's true. So we'll roll with Episode 8. So let's dive into Episode 8, the season finale of Star Wars The Acolyte.
Do something, man. People are questioning you. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, yep, do that. Sure, guys. Stupid and dumb. Just an idiot. Get your shit together, son. Fuck it. I loved it. Welcome to the dub cast.
Coming off of last week, if you guys watched my review, I wasn't that big of a fan last week of episode 7 personally. Thought they were doing too much recapping, too much just going back to stuff we already saw. This episode, it happened, and wow, there's a lot to get into. A lot went down in this episode. I guess we can just jump right into it. I've been seeing less of you guys on Twitter, by the way, complaining. I don't know if my algorithm got lost or something, but I've seen less complaints on Twitter once they revealed that Qimir is the quote-unquote stranger and they had that cool lightsaber battle. Y'all been a little quiet out there. Well, I'll keep that real. I'll keep that a buck. But negativity or positivity brings it to the channel. So if you're here, welcome, and let's dive into episode 8. So coming off of last week, basically, which was just a rehashing of episodes like 1 through 3, we pick up where we left off in episode 6 with Osha now switching to be with Qimir / the stranger. I'll just call him Qimir, but you know who I'm talking about. And then we have May, who's with Sol. Last week, he told her the story of what actually happened on their home planet. He actually killed their mother. So we pick up with both of those situations, and we're going to start the episode off with Osha. And she's still trying on his helmet. We actually open the whole thing with her breathing. I don't know if they're trying to do some Darth Vader shit. I didn't really care about the breathing. Doesn't hit the same. You can't pull the same trick pony twice. We already have Darth Vader. We don't need that. Anyways, so she's trying on this helmet, and Qimir notices that something's wrong, and he's got to go save her. Apparently she had bad vision in the Force, but you can see Kymir's eyes are just, his pupils turn black, which was weird. He's got like demon eyes. I don't know what that symbolized or what that was supposed to be, but that is a thing that happens. So Osha says that she sees May kill Sol without a weapon in her vision. She had a lightsaber but tosses it aside and killed him, and this scares her because we know Sol is her idol. Sol is weirdly in love with her, so they have some sort of weird special connection. I don't even want to get into it again. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, listen to last week's recap. But yeah, so she's gets nervous about this, doesn't want it to happen, and so they're gonna make a plan to go find them. She saw where they were. They're on her home planet, so she's gonna go back with Qimir, kind of mutually, and go do that. Meanwhile, we have May on the ship, and she's laying on the bed. Constraints all over her, but guess what? She's got Pip, the stupid fucking robot that's gonna sell like 50 million toys, and she uses it to escape out of her constraints. Which, why can't anyone ever keep anybody constrained in any episode of any TV show ever, especially Star Wars? They don't have, like, even, I'm thinking jails and like Ahsoka and shit, like nothing. You can just get out of there. So of course she's gonna get out, take the escape pod, and yeah, Sol is gonna track her down. They're actually going. This is a cool part of the episode where they're going through this like ring of rocks, and she's like, "He can't get me because his ship's big. Hers is smaller." So she's weaving through the rocks. He's up top, but he pulls up on her. He's a Jedi. He knows the shit. He knows how to fly. But once he gets close and has her put in the tractor beam, this stupid fucking rat, Basil, is still running around and is still doing shit. Like, who do you want to sell the toys of? We have the Pip, we have Basil, we have the stranger. Like, come on, guys, pick one, man. This is dumb. Of course, and the stupid little rat unplugs the cord, so Soul can't get her. Shocker, she gets away. Whatever, man. I just why? But so May is gonna take a crash landing onto her home planet. Not sure how she survived this. I guess gravity is helpful in falling, and she gets gonna live, and that's gonna be this. She already escaped the Jedi Master 2 times in the last like 5 minutes of this episode because of a rat. So at this point, just put everything down, let the shit fly. Whatever happens, happens. So we pick up with another party that's involved in this. Vanestra, who I like to call green-headed bitch. Um, she is having an inquiry from a senator that she's being mad shady about this investigation, and that he thinks that they should bring it to the Jedi Council and bring it to the Senate and tell them what they're doing, basically. And she's like, no, I don't think we're going to do that. So she's got some shady stuff going on. I don't know what's good with her, why she's covering this up. Well, I have some suspicions, and we learn later on, but we'll leave it here for now. Something to note, keep in mind. The politics are a thing, and yeah, the Senate's getting a little wary of what's happening with this situation. I'm not sure how they found out, but we know the Jedi can't really keep their mouths shut about anything, so it makes sense. So this is the part of the episode that I was way wrong on. I've stated multiple times, for the record, I am not a Star Wars super fan, geek guy. So once we're back with Osha and Qimir, and they leave their planet, and I see this guy creep out of the cave. Turns out this is fucking Darth Plagueis, bro. And I don't know the lore of everything, but I know he's the one who trained Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine, and then Palpatine killed him in his sleep. So this might be a crazy thing we got here. I mean, I'll have to check on Twitter and check everything to see if this is canon or whatever. Make sure all the boxes are checked. Make sure nothing's wrong. But this is kind of insane. Was that his like? This just left more questions than answers, and I'll talk about it at the end of the podcast. But we could use a season 2 of this show. Like, they could turn this good. Personally, season 1 I thought good idea, and then after that the execution wasn't great. Especially, I like the first episodes better than the last half, but everyone out there hated the first half. So how about we go back into the writer's room and just blow everything up, restart again, try this concept season 2. You got fucking Darth Plagueis. We have another character who we'll go into at the end of the episode. But now we're cooking with, like, cameos. I don't want to be like, oh shit, like, we have cameos, so now this is a good show. I think Darth Plagueis is a very good way to start and get people intrigued. We don't have any TV shows or movies about him in the modern day. I haven't seen anything, at least, that's really like canon or lore, whatever. This could be an interesting thing. I'm interested to hear about how he ties into this situation at all, but I'm not gonna ask questions at this point. Just watch and observe and enjoy greatness. I'm just kidding, but this was really interesting after the episode. I didn't even realize that it was Darth Plagueis. So if there is a season 2, if their story is extrapolated somehow, this could be an interesting thing to watch, man. I'd be tuned in for a Darth Plagueis reveal / something. He's even more powerful than Palpatine. Like, that's crazy, bro. And so then why is he just lurking in a cave? I guess that I have to explain that. But yeah, little cameo got me rejuvenated, ready to go. So I didn't even know who it was when I watched it, but now I'm locked in. I'm ready. Good cameo by Darth Plagueis. That may be the only time we ever see him in this universe. But I liked it. Thought it was cool after the episode. So back to the episode. We are basically getting this culmination of everything. Everyone's going back to the home planet. So the Jedi are, the May and Soul are already there, and then Qimir and Osha are on their way. So all of our basically main characters that are still left are heading to the planet. Besides, well, now Plagueis, but he's not really a main character because he's on the screen for like 3 seconds. So everyone else is headed to this planet. So this is where we get our final duels. I'm watching, I assumed, and after really is made obvious. So, classic TV show, just everything adds up into the last episode, and that's where everything culminates. They didn't go Game of Thrones, they made the second to last episode before the finale, actually, the worst one. Anyways, so yeah, here comes the fireworks. So, first battle is between Qimir and Soul. I actually thought this was a really cool battle. I think my favorite part of the episode, they use slow mo like 3 times during this battle slash duel, and I thought it really added a lot of effect. I'm probably missing a bunch of slow mo stuff, but I thought that that was really cool. Maybe one of the first times they used it pretty effectively. I think this is probably at least top 2 lightsaber battles in this show. So interested to see this rematch between Qimir and Soul. Really appreciated that aspect of it. And while they're fighting, we have the Osha and May reunion. Um, May is going to try and tell her the truth about Soul, what she just heard, that he actually killed their mom. And yeah, Osha does not buy it, and they start fighting. So we got 2 fights happening, and then who else shows up but Vernestra, and the Jedi are all here, which there's like 10 of them. So I was like, who's going to take out the 10 of them? Is it going to be Qimir? But we don't even get to that. So continuing on the Soul and Qimir battle, Soul is basically doing some like force magic to destroy Chimir's helmet. And while he's distracting with that, slices his lightsaber. So that was cool. We see the lightsaber kind of dim and go out, and Qimir is resigned to his fate, whatever Soul wants to do with him. But no, here comes May with a lightsaber. She had escaped from Osha, and now she takes the lightsaber. And May doesn't want to kill Soul. She wants him to face the music of the Jedi Council. She wants him to admit his crimes in front of everyone. Everyone who's watching the show knows that this is going to happen. But Soul reveals that May and Osha are actually the same person, and that their mother somehow created them to be different and be 2 separate like entities. I'm totally lost in this. I'm not gonna lie. Force verging shit and splitting at birth and witches and yeah. I'm with the people from like episode 4 who were talking about Anakin and shit. Like, this is confusing. Why couldn't they just be twins separated at birth or something, or twins and just made naturally? But they have to have the Force, so I guess. But like, I don't even know what they call it, like a vergence in the Force. Never even heard of this. That part of the story doesn't really interest me. I feel like they're gonna want to dive into that if they do a season 2. But so we learned that they're the same person somehow, and I don't. I guess we'll just leave it there. Yeah. So as Soul is making his plea to May, he admits about killing their mother, and who walks in but Osha. She hears it and is not happy. Poor Soul, at the end of this, he's like, I loved you guys, or he was about to say I love you, but then he gets choked out and can't talk anymore. Still weird. Sorry, bro, this is a little odd. You love them after seeing them for like 2 seconds. Grooming much, I don't know, weird shit. But Osha's gonna choke him, and while she chokes him, she makes the Kyber crystal red. So Soul's blue lightsaber turns red, which was a cool thing to see. Not sure if that's been done before, but that was an interesting loop there. So Osha has turned dark side. And then there goes Soul, man. He chokes out and dies, stabbed, actually, I think. I don't even remember how it happened, but Soul, RIP, man. Used to be my favorite character before last week, and then I realized you're kind of a weirdo. So I don't even know who my favorite character is. I'll just go with Qimir because fuck it. But yeah, R.I.P. to Soul. Good job by the actor until, well, he got fed bad lines at the end. So appreciate you, Squid Game guy. You did a good job, and yeah, Soul was an interesting 8-episode arc, man, and R.I.P. So we get to, they have to run away basically. Qimir like disappears at this point, and the sisters once again reunion at the tree. They say their dumb little Bible verse slash poem, whatever thing they use to talk to each other about being one. Didn't need them to say it like 3 times, but Qimir pulls up to them and is like, hey, we gotta get out of here, but their Jedi are gonna find you because I found you. And of course, the Jedi have that fucking rat Basil on the case, so he's gonna get there in like half a second. So they make a plan that Osha is going to have to forget who May is, or vice versa. I really didn't understand this part. I was really confused, but it seems like May forgot who Osha was, and then Osha knew May. Oh, actually, that makes sense. So it was probably May needed to forget who Osha was because she doesn't remember at the end. And then after that, Osha's going to go train with Qimir and become a Sith Lord legend. So May just becomes Osha basically, and Osha becomes May. I don't know, man. That's where we go. So Vernesta basically has to sew a story here, and she just learns everything that happened by touching the head of Soul. Sure. Not sure if that's really a thing we've ever done before, but why not? So she picks up the whole backstory of everything, and I'll give her credit. At least she was a good friend, and gave him a proper funeral slash burial slash Jedi send off on that raft. She burned him. So good for her for being true to her friend. And this is what I was talking about earlier. They clearly had a deeper friendship that meant more than meets the eye. So good for her. Good on her for doing that, and covering up for him in front of the Jedi. Hard task to do sometimes, but sometimes you got to cover it up because the Jedi are fucking assholes. So yeah, wrapping it up, we have Qimir and Osha on their island with Darth Plagueis. He's not shown again, but he's there, and there's love now between them. So we have a Sith couple, nice, little holding hands. Weird. I'll just say this, like I really didn't like Osha's turn so quickly. I feel like that happened so fast. I don't know if you guys think this. Like, what in her character said that she was gonna do this throughout the whole season? Like, she was good until like episode like 6 when she just happened to like get stuck with being with Qimir. Like, she wanted to do good things and be like a Jedi and shit. And now all of a sudden she's like, oh, actually I'll be a Sith and just fall in love with a Sith and turn my lightsaber red and be angry all the time. Is that how it happens, bro? Like, Anakin, we saw this shit build up over 3 movies and a TV show. Multiple TV shows. I don't know, man. Like, this felt too fast, too forced. It's a cool idea of them, like, basically switching places where May becomes Osha and Osha becomes May at the end of it, but it's like we're just in the same place but with 2 different people having watched, like, this story of just Jedi dying, basically. I don't know. What did you guys think of Osha's character development? I didn't jive with it. Not my way I would went about it, but regardless, it happened. So, last scene of the season / maybe the show is Venestra going for help, and who does she call? Yoda. She walks in on Yoda, and that's where we leave off of Acolyte. She's gonna go ask for him for help, or she needs help with him something. So yeah, man, that's season 1. So season 2, will it happen? My guess is yes, but it may not be Acolyte. They may rebrand it. They may do a separate story. I don't know. It feels like the review bombs went away after like episode 4, and I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm conflicted on this because usually like you can tell if a show is just gonna get a season 2 automatically or season 1. Like, this was a high budget show. It review bombed. People didn't like the first half of it, but now we're wrapped up in Darth Plagueis and Yoda, so this is like unlocking new potential, but they could just fuck it up again. If they came out with season 2, I'd watch it. I'll say that right now. I would watch it, review it on the channel, podcast about it. But I don't know if I'd be so happy to go do so. You know, I guess now that we've advanced past this early stage, and I feel like the storylines in season 2 would be a lot better than they were in season 1, just because of all the things that we've set up right here. I don't know. I'm conflicted on it. I think at the end of the day, if you want to make a season 2, I'll watch it. If you don't want to make a season 2, like, that's fine. I'll just live my life. You know, I don't need a season 2. I don't necessarily even want a season 2. But those two cameos, man, I'm a cameo guy. Now I'm intrigued. Now we got to figure that shit out. So I don't know, man. Mixed reviews from me. I'm half the episodes I liked, half the episodes I didn't like. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I can't be the one to predict anything. So what do you guys think? Season 2 or not? Would you want it? Do you think it's gonna happen? My guess is I think it's gonna happen, and I'm indifferent on if it happens or not. So yeah, that'll wrap up season 1 of Acolyte, and the recap / review for episode 8. So first full show on the podcast covered. Got to remember my favorite and least favorite character. I didn't write this down beforehand, so I'm gonna have to riff this. Favorite character, I'm gonna give to May. She's trying to tell the truth in this episode. She's trying to do what's best for her and for Osha. Osha doesn't see the vision. Eventually, she naturally gets it out of her. She pulls up on Soul at the right time. I mean, I guess I don't like. She sacrifices her memory. She doesn't have memory since she was 8 years old, so she took one for the team heavy. So I fuck with that. I'll give the favorite to May. Least favorite, I said I wouldn't give it to Vernestra, so I can't give it to Soul. I love Soul. I'm gonna give it to Osha, bro. Osha is my least favorite in this episode because her turn is just crazy. Like, damn. And Soul was like, listen, I agree. I have stated Soul's a fucking weirdo, but he was passionate, man. He loved you guys, and he was just trying to do what was best in his mind for at the time and during all this stuff. So I like just to turn on him that quickly. Like, you guys had a relationship. He was your master. You were his Padawan. And you're just gonna turn on him and kill him that instantly? Like, maybe you are bound to be a Sith, man. I didn't like that. I'll keep it a buck. So there you go. Favorite and least favorite are the twins. Reverse probably from episode 1 or 2. I don't know. No, actually, whatever. So favorite goes to May. Least favorite goes to Osha for episode 8. So let's talk about moving forward. So a good friend of mine recommended that I review all the Star Wars shows, and rank them. He said Disney Plus, but I might just go into everything, Clone Wars, all that shit. But in order to do that, I need to watch Mandalorian Season 3. I need to watch Tales of the Empire, which are quick watches, but I'm in the middle of Succession. So once I watch Succession, I'll just knock those out real quick, knock out those seasons. Could bring a Season 3 review for Mando and Tales of the Empire review. We'll see what's cooking with that. So that's something I got in the horizon with the Star Wars shows ranking. And after that, I've been stating on my last couple podcasts, I'm really sorry for these boring kind of episodes because it's only been House of the Dragon and Star Wars The Acolyte. But I just started working on the NBA offseason, my notes and recap. I'm ready. Hopefully that will be filmed this week. I want to make that my 40th episode, so 40 episodes for the Dubcast. Woohoo. But yeah, that NBA offseason recap is the most immediate video in the future. And then after that, I will be watching Good Morning Vietnam. I've probably been talking about that for like 2 weeks. I've just been wrapped up in this project that I've been doing. So once I'm done with this, I'm literally looking at it right now. It's very close to being done. After that, we'll dive right back into the podcast. I'm going to be watching shit all summer besides playing NCAA. Maybe make a Twitch channel just to fuck around, but probably not. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate the love as always. The Acolyte video is probably, honestly, overall the best thing that have happened to my channel so far. So, if you guys are still here from the early episodes, appreciate you. If you want to stay tuned with what I've got going on, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe. Hit that like button, leave a comment, tell me what was good, tell me what was bad. The audio might be fucked on this video and the last couple of videos, I'm sorry. I'm trying to work out this stupid mic. It started bailing on me and started selling. So, once again, guys, appreciate you. Acolyte wrapped, and we'll see you for Season 2, potentially. Keep it easy.